Hey, are you feeling socially awkward? Well, some of you may know that I am an investigator. That's my profession. So one of the things I'm trained on is to study nonverbal communication, body language. So here are 3 things that you can do right now to feel less socially awkward in your social situations. Now, I'm not saying this is going to alleviate your social awkwardness, but it will help you. 3 things you can do right now. 1 is notice what direction, when you're talking to someone, notice what direction your feet are pointing. Okay, you're in a one-on-one conversation. Are your feet pointed away from the person or toward that person? When you're pointing your feet away from that person, it's a good indication that you don't want to be in that conversation. You don't want to be there. You're not enjoying that conversation. When your feet are toward that person, now you're engaged. You're engaged in that conversation. Okay? And quite frankly, you don't want anybody to interrupt that conversation. So notice which direction your feet are pointing. Number 2 of the 3 things that you could do right now to feel less awkward in social situations. Don't ever give a limp handshake. You ever met somebody and they go to shake your hand and you get this limp handshake from that person? What's the first thing you think about that person? They may be lacking confidence. They may be nervous. The point is you already formulated an impression about this person, which is the same thing that's going to happen to you. So to avoid that, make sure you give a firm handshake, not a limp handshake. One tip that I'll give you is take your index finger. When you are going to shake somebody's hand, take your index finger and just put it in, feel their vein once you go to shake their hand. Because some, especially for women, when you go to shake a guy's hand, they want to crush your hand. Okay? Sometimes they just squeeze you so tight. But in order to prevent that, what I've done is I've taken my index finger and just kind of pointed that in a direction of the vein so I can feel that vein, right? Right here. That little vein right there in that crevice there, right? I would point to it, but I'm holding the phone with my other hand, so it's kind of hard. But right there, if you can see it. Sorry if you can't see that. If you can't understand that, just message me. I'll try to explain that a little better. But yeah, point that finger in that direction. In other words, don't let that finger be crushed with the other 3 fingers. Just kind of point it out so you can kind of give your finger some space so it won't be crushed. Okay? So I don't care if you've been banging the bongo drums for 24 hours and your hands are swollen. Do not give a weak handshake. All right? You want to appear to have confidence. Number 3 of the 3 things you could do right now to feel less awkward in social situations. When you finish giving that handshake, what do you do with your hands? Notice, does your thumb go into your pocket and your other fingers just kind of hang on the outside of the pocket? Or does your thumb go inside the pocket? So if your fingers are inside the pocket and your thumb is hanging outside of the pocket, that gives an impression of more confidence. However, if your thumb is sticking in the pocket, that gives the impression of low confidence. So, and you can think about this as you're doing it. You'll notice where you put your hands. Do you put your thumb sticking out? That's what you want to do. Thumb sticking out of the pockets to give the impression of more confidence. So that's the 3 things. 1, notice the direction of your feet. 2, never give a limp handshake. And 3, if you go to put your hands in your pockets, make sure your thumbs are out of the pockets. Okay? So these things will give the impression of more confidence and make you feel less awkward in social situations. Do you struggle with some of these things? Well, like this video or send me a messenger, a private message to give me a virtual high five and let me know. For right now, don't forget to share. And again, this is Danielle, TheIntrovertMind.com, and I look forward to talking to you soon.